Speaking of gifts, who is going to be gifted with the first redeem? Oh, the excitement is building. How are we doing? Welcome in. Lovely to see everyone. Hi Rainfall. Hi Gals. Hi Gav. Hi Morph. How are we doing? Welcome in. Is my hair a mess? 3, 2, 1. Let's check. It's not too bad. Not too bad today. Ooh, Billy, then Morph, then Counts. Nice. Well won race. He's back to his old form. How are we doing today, everyone? Looking a lot better than you do? What happened? You fumbled the mouse? No. No. That's tough. That's tough, my guy. My condolences. You fumbled your fingers, missed the redeem button twice. Oh no. That's okay. You still... Morph, you still got a second. Made the mistake of letting your hair dye too much. Wrapped up in a towel. Oh. Dry too much. Dry too much wrapped up in a towel. Right. So... Yeah. Frizzy and yeah. Frizzy and dry. I am very familiar. Very familiar with this. Baking out everywhere? Yep. More awake than yesterday, though. Mental beyond low frequencies. I'm in a weird state. With how quickly the animation's been being chunked, because I was anticipating that it would take longer. I'm in this weirdly productive state at the moment where this will be done by the end of stream today, easily. It'll be done by the end of stream today. Then I'm going to want to work on a couple of emotes after that once it is finished. And then we've got kind of free real estate next week, and I'm tempted to make more stream assets. We'll see how we go. Am I slightly cut off? It might be that I was either sitting too far forward or off to the side, maybe. This piece has been slowly cooking for a while. This piece is done, Gav. This piece is done. Like all the way done. Yeah, I'll see if I can. Like it's fully cooked. But the problem is, because I'm using it as part of an animation, I need like different variations of it. So it's the variation that I'm working on now that's taking a little bit of extra time. But once that variation is done, easy. It's looking really nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. I super close to finished. Should not be an issue to get it done today. I say all of that. I might have done little touch-ups. I must have. That's okay. It won't be too different between the two. But yeah, I'm tempted to do little binge of stream asset things. There's a transition thing that I've wanted to do for a while, and I'm thinking of maybe just committing to it. Just, here we go, let's make assets. Ticking the list is so satisfying, ain't it just? Little Binge is your rapper name? He's good though. It's a good name. It's good, strong name. I think I extended. Yeah, I did. What was I doing? Why did I do little tweaks? Oh, little tweak is my rapper name. Why did I do little tweaks after it? It's fine. It technically looks better after the tweaks, but still horrendous form on my part. Enjoy your lurk, Billy. But yes, there are a few things that have been sitting on the back burner for a while now, with the excuse being, well, I can't do them. I don't have the assets yet. But I need to make them at some point, you know? So why not do that now? Is the thought. Speaking of thoughts, I am going to spend the next couple of days thinking about which potential book we want to read on stream. And I'll post a poll in the Discord over the weekend. Something along the lines of, these 5 books seem pretty interesting. I'd be down to read them on stream. Which one do we like the sound of the most? Hardest part of doing work in a pipeline is not altering stuff after the fact. Yeah. Yep. 100%. That's what I've been struggling with, is there are a bunch of easy things that have just been sitting there for ages, just because they're further back on the priority list. Billy and I just rapid fire took out a few of them today. It was very satisfying. Super early stream? Yeah, super early stream. I did explain it before, but I'll explain it again. So at the moment, the way that my streams work is that I've got a 4:30 stream that goes for 4 hours, and I've got a 6:30 stream that goes for 4 hours. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday is the 6:30. Tuesday and Thursday is the 4:30. Each of them go for 4 hours. The plan is to bump it up to 5 hours. So this becomes a 3:30 stream, and this becomes a 5:30 stream, and then we go for 5 hours. So we end at the same time. The eventual goal in a couple months' time is 6-hour streams. This is the this is the attainable goal on the horizon, is the 6-hour stream. So it'll remain 3:30 and 5:30 for the starting times, but it'll go for 6 hours instead. So where my 6:30 used to end at 10:30, it'll instead be a 5:30 until 11:30 stream, and then the same thing with the 3:30. So it'll be a 3:30 until 9:30 stream. Yeah, that's how that works. Yep, 3:30 until 9:30 stream. I think that's it. No. This is why I say these things out loud. The Tuesdays and Thursdays will go even earlier. So it'll still finish at 8:30 for the Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it'll instead be 2:30 until 8:30. Yes. So the end goal for this year is 2:30 until 8:30 streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and 5:30 until 11:30 streams on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Is the plan. Crystal clear? Absolutely. Clear as mud. Clear as frothing, disgusting sewer mud. Been live since 3 today. Aiming for 5.5 hours. No, I'm ending today a little bit early because I've got a birthday dinner that I need to get to today. So I have to end at 7:30 today. So started a little bit early to get done a little bit early as well. Yeah. Frothing mud is a gross concept, hence why I used it. Happy birthday, very confused. It's my sister's birthday. It was my sister's birthday a couple of weeks ago, but we've been like ships in the night. We haven't really had an opportunity to catch up properly. So we've set aside dinner tonight to catch up, have dinner, celebrate their birthday properly. Yeah. How you doing, by the way, Haley? Welcome in. You imagine it stinks. Here's the thing, Gav. It's all good to imagine it. My poor players on Sunday had to live it because we had an entire boss encounter that was that personified. It was that concept made into creature. It was horrendous. And true, live in it and die in it. True, correct. Wonderful session. I had an absolute blast. I hope you guys did too. You guys were getting pummeled, but it felt epic the entire way through. I hope I'm not the only one who felt that way. It was fantastic. Glad to hear. That was the deadliest. I think I said it on the day. That was the deadliest encounter that I've ever run, because I've had an issue in the past with pulling my punches, with sort of a few little examples of, rolled a crit. They don't need to know that I rolled a crit. Or, this player's gone down. Okay, well then the creature has decided that because this player has gone down, that they'll get distracted by something else and go somewhere else and do something else instead. But none of that this time around. I'm quite proud of myself. I trusted in you guys, and you pulled through. First check-in, hell yeah! Talking D&D, yeah. We had our 9th session of the current campaign on Sunday. The players are currently in hiding because some people are looking for them. So while they're in hiding, they decided to do a little bit of sort of problem solving within the immediate area. That wasn't too flashy, not too splashy. Solve some problems, and then by the time that they've finished that, they can get on with what they were doing previously. That problem just so happened to be there was basically a plague in the area. So they went about investigating, like, where's this plague coming from? Who, what's responsible for it? What's it affecting? Is there anything that we can do to help? They've met some fun characters along the way, but it eventually led to them finding this massive plague rat. Now, whether or not this is the solution to the plague, they've yet to find out the ramifications of the session, but they did find this giant plague rat centipede thing that they fought in the sewers, in like this big underground old city mausoleum looking thing in the sewers. It was very strange. But it was a fantastic session. Had like gothic style choir chanting to begin with as the fight started, that then ramped into full combat music. The rat split in halfway through the encounter, doubled in speed, got another attack as well. It was a whole thing. It was absolutely horrific. Absolutely terrifying. DM's getting tough too. This year, the year for harsh RPG realities. I think it's important. Brutality for brutality's sake is unnecessary and gross. But if the story is alluding to this is becoming a crescendo, the stakes are at play, this is a big problem that needs to be solved, it feels like some of the numbers need to line up with that, right? It needs to feel like you're butting up against the climax. It needs to feel like you're butting up against a pinnacle issue. So being a bit more deadly sort of enunciates that properly, I feel. Post-apocalyptic Russia in 2030, you think? Ooh. In a D&D with a small friend group of you. That's sick. Play a mutant berserker. Also have a pet bunny as a companion. Cute. Very cute. Does the bunny have a name? Nasty rat. Absolutely nasty rat. That triple tech was devastating. Yeah. Well, that was the thing, right? Is I'm quite happy with how it felt, because you guys very quickly got the sense that this thing has essentially entered into an enraged berserker state. like we've got to down this thing or we are leaving. We have two options: leave or quickly kill this thing. Was very apparent as soon as it started dishing out ridiculous amounts of damage. Mr. Bunny Buns. Oh, sorry, Mr. Bun Buns, of course. Also, he isn't participating in combat, only safe areas. He's useless, but all he does is emotional support. Hey, that ain't useless. Maybe useless from a combat standpoint, but ain't useless. That stuff is priceless. But yes, no, really happy with how it went for two reasons. As I said, first reason, it was deadly, and it kept to the deadly that I had intended for it to be. Second reason why I'm super proud of that session was, even though a lot of really hardcore combat was going on, roleplay was still happening. It was so good. It was so good. Like, conversations were going back and forth between characters in the middle of combat. Like, flavor moments were happening where it wasn't just, I quickly do my attack, oh god, we're going to die. It was, I do my attack and it looks like this and it feels like this and then my character reacts like that. Oh, it was so good. So good. Because that's the one thing that I fear about D&D is that if you lean into the mechanics, it becomes mechanical. But I didn't get that sense at all. It was wonderful. Yesterday was devastating though. Hi Phil, welcome in. Devastating though. You thought you were going to lose your bunny. He got folded, but in reality it was just a trick and he's safe. Oh, thank goodness. Mr. Bun Buns. No, I'm glad. Edmund didn't even consider that running away was an ocean full bore into the abyss. Hey, and your health bar paid for it. Art quest? That's strange. I know why that's done what it has. Thank you for testing that, Fields. Yeah, no. Thank you for testing that. That'll be because of the new thing that was implemented. Okay, I need like an if-then statement there. Let me reject that for you, maybe? No? If I do that, that'll reset. I'll reimburse you manually. Give me a second. No. Not with the double voice. Viewer rewards, power-ups. Bing. Requests, Fields is in here somewhere. Art quest, Fields on Fields, reject. There you go. You should be reimbursed. Imagine the rage directed at whoever kills Mr. Bun Buns. Oh, for sure. Definitely a plot point that will... a plot milestone that will never be forgotten. Mr. Bun Buns! It's been really satisfying though. Really satisfying running this latest campaign, because it's been a little while since I've run D&D before this one. Like proper full-on campaign D&D. I ran a campaign about 4 years ago. Then I ran Little Adventures about 2 years ago. And then there was a big break. And it felt like I had researched a lot in that time since I'd taken a break. But I didn't really have an opportunity to put into practice the things that I had thought about. Whereas now, with this latest campaign, I can put everything into practice. I can go, okay, well, if exploration doesn't feel good in that way, well, then I'll try this. I've been able to try it. That felt pretty good. If NPCs didn't feel good, if it did, a key example, if it doesn't feel good for pacing, for NPCs to talk through all of their dialogue, the thought is, okay, well then maybe some of the dialogue is insinuated, where you jump to above table and you go, okay, instead of giving the dialogue from the NPC's perspective for all of it, for a bit of an info dump, you can step away for a second and say, okay, the NPC explains, this is what's happening in the area, it's been happening for this long, and this person is deemed to be maybe responsible. You can give that little package of info over very quickly, efficiently, without bogging it down with needing to deliver every single line with the accent, with the cadence, with maybe the, a bit of mystery, a bit of flavor. You can do that, absolutely. But if you're feeling like you're stuck in NPC dialogue for a little bit too long, you can sort of flip-flop between them a little bit. Massively inspiring for your own DM. Because I put in... Not to like get big-headed at all, but like I've been putting in a lot of time thinking about how I would want to run D&D better. So it's been cool to try these things that aren't necessarily explicitly said anyway. Maybe they are. Maybe there are help videos out there that are like, do this. I haven't necessarily watched everything on the internet, but like I've had a bunch of ideas that I've wanted to try for a while now, and I've had the opportunity to try them. Been killing it. Thank you. Thank you very much. But there can always be better D&D. It shall get even better. If my name isn't Mahaly P. Jenkins. It's one of those satisfying hobbies that can always be improved. Can always be improved. Because if D&D was a done and dusted thing, if it was just a case of if you do blank, then you have good D&D, it'd be fun. But I tend to find the challenge and the problem solving of how do I run this to be equally as part of the satisfaction. Maybe one day you'll be able to get to run a game for us as well. Ah, that'd be good. I'd be keen. I'd be super keen. Billy, less interested, I feel, based off of that response. I still want to do D&D videos, by the way. I don't consider myself to be an authority on the matter whatsoever, but I still feel like I've got some experiences that I'd like to, at the very least, have out there as cautionary tales, you know? Give you a chance to be super creative on a more regular basis. Yeah, no, I will admit it has been very satisfying. Very, very creatively satisfying. Got value to impart on others. That's the idea, is like, even if it's not, even if there are better D&D resources out there, I still feel like I have some things to share, you know? At the very least, I wanna have a video of just, hey, this is how I started with D&D, and I don't recommend it. Avoid doing this. Don't step in this pitfall. Ba, 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 ba. A tail to wag? I mean, a tail to tell. Yes, I would wag my tail. Hey, Tumbug, welcome in. The question is always, when? When will I have the time? But the solution I have found is not a case of when, but when will I make the time? Not when is it. It's not time to do things is not naturally occurring in the wild. You don't go around going, oh, free time. I found it. It's something that I need to set aside specifically. I would wag my tail, quote my heart. I don't do myself any favors, do I? How you doing, Kay? Doing all right for the weekend? Tomorrow, Monday, will be a long day. Ooh. Sorry to hear, bud. Free time, what is this? That's the thing. That's the thing. That's been me for the past 6 months, is me. It's the... You know what? I have access to the internet. I can grab it. I can quickly grab it. It's literally, it's this meme. Oh. This has been me looking for free time for the past 6 months. Like, it's got to be around here somewhere. Like, surely if I look hard enough, I can find the free time. Not how it works. Not how it works, unfortunately. It's you? Yeah, correct. Butterfly meme, 20 seconds. Is this free time? Yeah. Billy. Fields just picked up on a bug with the new thing that we tested, that we implemented today. When it goes to the main scene, it activates the quest, even if the quest hasn't spawned in. So what I might quickly do is turn that off. Probably a good thing to do. That would be... Sorry, this will take me a second. Stream assigned. Turn on main. Art quest. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Simple if statement. Yeah, it'll be something to... It'll be something to properly fix. Like that hasn't done it, because what'll happen is if an art quest comes in, it'll become active, and then if I go to a BRB and then come back to it, it'll be turned off. So this isn't a permanent solution, but that'll do for now. It just means that it's not going to, each time I come back from BRB, just activate a quest each time. Simple if statement, yeah. Yep. How you doing today, Phil? Hope you're doing well. But yes, that is the question for next week. If I'm wanting to do more assets for stream, what to work on? I've wanted to, for a while, change the transition animation. We've got the quill feathers, which is, it's cool. It's very cool. I like the quill feathers. But I'm wanting to change it to something even cooler. I just don't know how to do it. I don't know how to structure it, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what assets to make. Actually, no, I kind of do. It'll be interesting. I'll give it a go. We'll start. If I'm struggling, I can always switch to something else. You did have a query, hypothetically. Could the tavern have a cellar, perhaps hidden tunnels to the coastline? Oh. Did you have something in mind for that in particular? Is it a case of that would be cool because blank? Because the tavern does have a basement. It's where we get flooded from. Kind of hinting at it for ArtQuest. Yeah. Trumpets, Hawthorne emote. Yep. We've got a little list of emotes here, actually. I think. Yeah. Oh, I should add that. Yep. Hawthorne yuck emote. So the emotes that I've got sort of in the background now are the dancing tavern emote. So that's the tavern bopping, like the little animation. An emote of me as a wizard shaking with rage for the ranting screen. I want to update the wave emote is something that I want to improve because I'm not happy with it as it currently is. And then obviously the Hawthorne Yak emote as well. And then the glasses emote as well, but that's almost done. Didn't want to jump the gun. That's fair. That's fair. I'd say there isn't much issue with there being a cellar in maybe beneath the kitchen of the tavern, maybe. The specifics can get ironed out at some point. Tavern door is also possible. Sometimes an interplanetary portal to other realms. Tavern Keeper may sometimes greet strangers from a place called Ayun. Ooh. Well, generally that's how the tavern works. Is think of the tavern as a bunch of doors. So you've got the front door, you've got a bunch of cupboards in the kitchen, you've got janitor closet, you've got doors upstairs, a bunch of doors all over the place. Each and every single one of these doors can, of its own volition, connect to another part of Brink. So if somebody falls down a manhole on one side of Brink, they can end up in the tavern. If somebody walks into an alleyway behind some boxes on some part of Brink, they can end up in the tavern. It tends to be perceived that the thing that does it, the thing the switch, the click, is people wanting company and people wanting like a place to be creative is like the two main motivators. Hee manhole. you know what I mean. Doors on the beach in the Dark Tower series. I'm not familiar. So I know that the Dark Tower series is by Stephen King, but I'm not sure about the specifics of it. I've heard that it sort of connects all of the different stories. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're excited to one day surprise your players with it at a crossroads? It's the tavern. You'll have to work on your Tavern Keeper voice. Of course. You see just a weird scrungly guy in the corner trying to draw a stick figure, but taking heckin' ages. That's your centering word? Hello? Hi, War Master. How you doing? Welcome in. I'm forever cursed. I was talking the other day about the fact that there are things from early streaming that will just kind of forever haunt me. Not that anything went wrong. It's just the way that early streaming worked. My audio randomly dropping is another one of those things that will just, until the end of time, I will be deadly afraid of. Deathly afraid of. I'll go to speak and OBS will have decided to switch my audio source for no reason. Hasn't happened for a while though, so it really is quite irrational at this point. But how you doing though, Warmaster? How's your day been? Gotta lurk and head to the supermarket. Look after yourself, bud. Have fun, good luck, don't get lost. Enjoy the lurk. Quite okay. Just not quite happy with your recent art. Recent piece specifically, or do you mean your art as a whole at the moment? What did you mean? I like your artwork, I will say. Have a fun food gathering mission? Yeah. The mech one, probably not the best of idea drawing again. Kind of derail some of your settings. What do you mean? As in, like, when you drew it, you messed with some of your preferences in the drawing program? Just going through and making sure that I scrub all of the warm tones. Warm hues. Hues is the word. All of the warm hues. So we need this to be dim and dark. Sideways question. How long ago was your tail comment? Forgot to set a timer for the food in the oven. Let's have a look. I don't think I can get a timer on it, can I? Can I see when this comment was posted? Inspect? Oh, God, my eyes! Ow!
Is there any detail here as to when it was posted? I can't quite tell.
About 5 minutes ago. Ish. Closer to 10. Closer to 10 minutes ago at this point. 4 o'clock. Ooh. Yeah, okay. Much closer to, yeah, about 15 minutes ago then. Thank you. Thank you, Gus. How did you check that? That's amazing. On 404, I would wag my tail behind. Did you have to choose that one to make reference to? Yeah, it got the job done. Now you know when to not overcook your food. Good. The mech was supposed to be for a scav faction, but the more that you drew it, the more it looked like a new faction than a salvaged one. Yeah, okay, fair. I get what you mean now. That's fair enough. Is it something that you'd want to improve at? Would you want to improve at that aesthetic? As I recommend, if that's the case, you could find artists that do that sort of artwork, and you could see what they do for their scavenger mechs. Just assuming that's what we're talking about. Absolutely. We were. I responded to Bug and Kay responded to me. So it was around that time, yeah. Time to start budgeting again. Back to the simple life. Yeehaw. Ooh. It's good to budget. Because if you're not budgeting, yeah, there's a degree of like, freedom, I don't need to think about it. But, I mean, you're not free of your budgeting at that point. You're just not paying attention to it. It's not how it works, unfortunately. Good for being responsible. Might improve it since this used to be a broken lumbering mech. Oh yeah. I actually highly recommend. Have you heard of a board game called Scythe? I highly recommend the art style from that. If you want to look at the artist behind the artwork for that board game. Because he does a marvelous job, a wonderful job of depicting repurposed machines for harvesting and that sort of thing. It's a wonderful job, absolutely wonderful job. You know another one called Lancer or something? Ooh, okay, cool. Okay, that's physically changed a little bit, so I can shift that up. Medieval rave going on in here. Oots, 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 I think was the sound effect described to me yesterday. Yeah, even that window's pitched up. Yeah. Got to mention the old dude started trying to get into a fight with you at the store because he thinks his beer is cooler than yours. Wait, what? An old dude started picking a fight with you because of beer coolness levels? How is that even determined? Sorry for the raving. Trying to get a sense of if I've changed how things look too much. And I have a little bit. These windows need to be longer. Salmon Hawk, fed, watered, provisions for the long march provided, back to work. Godspeed, soldier. Just just a deeply insecure man. You were so weirded out. Well, I suppose like of all the things to pick a fight about, that's so far down the list. Someone is playing the orb again. Always. At god-awful hours of the morning as well. Cooler is in style or temperature. I get the impression that just based off of vibes, like, oh, that's a very uncool beer that you are drinking. That does sound pretty lame indeed. I've reached a point with my D&D games where I need to start deep diving into music again. Because the playlists that I've picked out for different things are good, but I fear that they've hit that repetitive point. I need to find more. I need to flesh out the playlists a little bit more. Does anybody else do that, where they have playlists for specific things? Like I've got a playlist, for example, for when I'm reading fantasy books. I've got a dedicated playlist. I've got like a concentration playlist. I've got an art playlist. Going on about how you'd need like 4 or more of the beers. 4 more of the beers, had to guess. Stand up to his beer. Like, brother, are we really getting into a man-off over beers? What? Clearly, that was the hill that was going to be died on. I've pierced myself through on this hill, and I perished due to blood loss. It's like, who are you? Some of your playlists are likely for your mental while drawing. That's what I tend to find, is that it helps me concentrate. Because I've got this constant drive to do more than one thing. And the playlists kind of help to scratch that itch in a way that allows me to fully concentrate on whatever I'm working on. It scratches the itch. Yeah, it scratches the itch and sort of forces me to just be okay with just listening to music. I say just listening to music, but you know what I mean. Instead of playing a game on the side, instead of watching a show on the side, you know. Saw a video of a little kid holding up his hands, showing a 1 and 0. Some middle-aged drunken tool and his mate threatening him with the other team's side of the crowd of a football game. Really going to beat up a little kid because they're winding you up about a football team? What a muppet. Yeah. Yep. Humans can be pretty gross sometimes. 10's not bad. It is not good either, but it's squarely in the middle. Most of them are heavy mental and lo-fi music from some OSTs of Roblox games that you enjoyed. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. A lot of my playlists are video game music, just because video game music doesn't tend to do that many vocals. That's where I struggle, is if a playlist has a lot of lyrics in it. My brain will automatically sort of magnetize to whatever the vocalist is singing, trying to make sense of the lyrics. So I need to I need to listen to things that don't have have any words to them. Otherwise, I get distracted. Would sooner watch paint dry than watch football. To be honest, fans make it even less interesting. Yeah, I have distinct memories of my dad excitedly bringing me along to Australian football games, like an AFL, Australian Football League, bringing me along to AFL games. And I distinctly remember me lying down on the floor in front of my chair and falling asleep at people's feet in the middle of the game. It was at that moment that I realized sport ball was not for me. To be fair, though, I reckon it would have been a few things. One, genuinely not that interested in the game. The game's fine, I guess, but it's just not that engaging. The second big thing that I understand at this point in my life is I'd imagine that the crowds would have kind of been quite overwhelming, and sleep was such a good answer to that, where I could just sort of knock myself out. At the settings after Rapture, currently doing is focused on the Eastern European theme country occupied by some corpo faction. Nice. Well, then very, as I said, very scythe. Very scythe. Cool. Stump's looking great though. Thank you. It won't take long at all to finish it off. And once it is finished, I'll switch over to working on emotes instead. On a lighter note, yeah, no, appreciated. Very much so appreciated. A couple of things to mention since my brain has gone to them. One, we've got a Hearthside set up for this Sunday. The details for that are up and available on the Discord in the announcements section. It explains to you how to sign up for it, what it is, that sort of thing. If that piques your curiosity, if you're like, oh, what's a Hearthside? Take a gander there. The other thing to mention is that we are halfway through the month of June at this point. So that means that we're halfway to celebrating the art fair. Again, if you want the details for art fair, down at the bottom of the Discord in the monthly art fair channel. I noticed the scavs wearing old world clothing, except for the bear poachers, literally wearing a bulletproof poncho. Well, I mean that's the fun of like a scavenger faction, right? Is that they're wearing a little bit of what used to be, a little bit of passive storytelling. Like, oh, maybe there was maybe it was a fishing community that lived in the area, because a lot of the scavengers are wearing boating gear. Going through and adding some more blues to the willow to make it a bit colder, because it's quite bright and warm in its current state. Just a little bit. It doesn't need to be. Doesn't need to be the whole shebang. I'm a little bit excited for tonight, to be honest. When was the last time I went out to eat at like a restaurant or something? Month ago? Ages ago. Ages ago. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, apologies to anybody who's a vegetarian, but I'm gonna go have. Oh, Mahali's going to return to monkey meat. One of meat, please. Hi, Cloud. How you doing? Gonna take a nap for a bit. Might draw some of the salvaged vehicles. Ooh, good call, good call. Can't sleep. Sorry to hear, bud. Yeah, I've been in sleep struggle town as well for a little while now. I can relate. Yeah, itchy nose. Been putting good work into your local area though, so that's fun. Ooh, as in like charity work and stuff. That's heckin' cool. What kind of programs? Friendly reminder for Bahali to take a break. Yeah. I'll take my break. Don't rush me. Bandits, rats, missing people, necromancer, kobolds, upstart troll king. Hell yeah. Making the changes you want to see. Good. All right. I should take my break. Looked into food kitchens, but your town is legit too small to have one. There would be other programs though. Unfortunate if you're looking at specifically food kitchens as a way to contribute, but there'd be other programs. It's 9:37 a.m. Already streamed 1 hour. It's too early. Sorry, David. As I said, with the increased streaming time, we're going to be starting earlier for all of my streams. Glad to see you though. Hope you slept well. Oh, I said I'd take my break. I said I'd take my break. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do my stretches. I recommend that if you've been sat for the past hour, get up, move around. Unless you're trying to go to sleep, in which case, do not get up and move around. That is the worst thing that you could do. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads in the meantime while I'm doing stuff anyway. So we don't have to deal with pre-rolls. I'll see you soon. Yabby. Hi, hi. Back a little bit early. I mean, I say that just as it comes back. Hi. Welcome back. I'm not particularly... no, I'll admit, I'm a little bit biased. I am a fan of a lot of Nintendo products, so I'll admit the bias. But I have been very much so appreciating the fact that a lot of silly business decisions are coming home to roost at the moment. Hi, Fuchs. How you doing? Welcome in, bud. Ooh. With the natural 20. But yeah, this is mean-spirited. I'll be the first to admit that this is mean-spirited. But I'm kind of reveling in the fact that stupid decision-making is sort of playing out in the way that it really should as of late, where both Sony and Microsoft are experiencing these massive shrinkage issues where they're like, oh, we have overplayed our hand. And by overplayed our hand, I mean put way too much stock in overinflated numbers. Because essentially what happened was, you're okay? How am I? Yeah, I'm doing okay. Doing okay. I'm in a state where I need to manage my expectations because I'm wanting to... I've got a million things that I want to do to improve stream, but I need to be realistic with how much I can accomplish at certain, like within certain time periods. So I'm a bit torn at the moment, but overall doing okay. Hi Egg, how you doing? Welcome in. How's your day been? The food has looked amazing, by the way, Egg. I'm always like a day or two late to you posting one of your new dishes, but every time I do, it's like, oh, oh, delicious! It looks so good. Hear that Microsoft is planning on merging with Netflix to bring an affordable tier of Game Pass where they put ads into your game. Yeah, and it's gonna bite them on the butt again in the same way that it has with Game Pass up until now, because that was what Game Pass was supposed to be. Remember Microsoft? That was what Game Pass was supposed to be. That's not what it turned out to be, because gaming streaming is not a thing that the majority of gamers want. Big ick, yeah. A little bit of a culinary artist. I wouldn't even say a bit. I would say that you are. The way that you plate is incredibly satisfying to see. But yes, I'm sort of giggling to myself a little bit, again in a mean-spirited way, because of the way that things are playing out at the moment, because Sony is going through a whole bunch of, shall we say, business pain with the fact that they've put in insane amounts of money to sort of trend chase. They've put in so much money to trend chasing, and basically all of it has been wasted. Basically, like, absolutely nothing has come of it. And they've wasted billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars in the process. Microsoft is experiencing something similar, where they've essentially gone, well, we're not going to put all of our eggs in one basket. We're going to put all of our eggs in every basket. Wait, what? What do you mean that we can't sustain how much we've stretched our gaming division? And then here's where I'm feeling a little bit smug. The fact that Nintendo hasn't sort of leaned into any of that and is currently doing phenomenally well. Again, biased. I enjoyed Nintendo games quite a bit. But at the same time, it's... Oh. They haven't been as disgusting as the other two. So therefore, I'm happy that they're being rewarded for it. When Game Pass was the cost of a few cups of coffee, you were so in, but now it's over twice the price for the PC tier. Tapped out months ago, yeah. Game Pass also went through a bit of a boycott too a year ago. They're funding a certain organization and a certain country that would be grind a lot of gears. For sure. But I think just in general, people haven't liked the general direction of Microsoft for a while now. It feels like a lot of the video game industry is overthinking it, because Nintendo has just taken their IPs. Nintendo has taken the game series that people like and have made good games. And then they've made money. And it seems to be a formula that just keeps working ad infinitum. It's just a little bit frustrating that the other two don't seem to quite understand this yet. Nintendo has Pokemon money. Yes, Microsoft has Windows and Sony has all their tech, but Nintendo is a vicious giant to the point that their Switch sales and prices are just a shrug. The prices are what they are because they can be. I don't think they're oblivious to their pricing encourages piracy. Also think that they just don't care. That's the thing, right? Is I feel like they're operating like a really confident company because they're in a good spot. And they are, combined with them being in a good spot, they also seem to be making good decisions for the most part. There are things that you can argue with, like, I don't like the fact that Pokemon didn't do this. I don't like the fact that this is what they're charging for their consoles, blah, blah, blah. But all in all, given the circumstances, I feel like they're making way better decisions than the alternatives. Because here's the thing that annoys me. Both Microsoft and Sony are sitting on intellectual property gold mines, and they're doing nothing. They're doing nothing with them. They're doing nothing with them. Zero, zilch, nada, not a thing, nothing at all. Think about it. Microsoft has Halo. When did Halo Infinite come out? Halo Infinite release date. Come on, work with me here. Halo Infinite release date. 2021. It's been 5 years and they haven't even... Doesn't feel like they've started production on the next Halo. They've started a remake, and the remake's almost here. That's kind of insane, isn't it? You have returned. Keep in mind when I tell you that it's pushing 3 a.m. Your neighbor's yard was on fire. How on fire are we talking? As in it was a rave? Like, oh... Things were bopping. It was an absolute wildfire. Probably not. Probably not that one. Is everyone okay? It was lit. I mean, that seems to be true. The grass is up. Smells like gas. A lot of smoke now. Seems like it's cool. Oh. I'm glad to hear that it's under control, but what... Were they... Do you think they were... It was probably a ritual, right? Probably a ritual. I hate it though. Don't you hate it when you're doing a human sacrifice, like 1 o'clock in the morning or something, and then things go a little bit awry? And then you are potentially the human sacrifice at that point because you got a little bit too over-enthusiastic with the kerosene. Microsoft also acquired Bethesda and doing nothing. Bethesda, Blizzard, same thing. New Gen Warcraft, Fallout, StarCraft. Yeah. Where's the, like, we've heard nothing about like a new Diablo in production. We haven't really heard about, new Warcraft, no nothing. We haven't heard about a new StarCraft. We haven't heard about any sort of like, the closest thing to new game that we've had happen is the new Overwatch mobile game that came out, Overwatch Rush, that's in like beta. There's a lot sitting on hands. Sure, there's reasoning that's way above our pay grade. I'd imagine, here's me just guessing, I'd imagine that it's at a point now where getting a video game off the ground is way higher of a floor than it used to be. You'd used to be able to put in like a couple of million and get something going. Whereas nowadays, minimum investment tends to be like, oh, you need to put in 100 million to try, which would be way riskier. So then there's that sense of like needing to be 100% sure that your investment is going to pay out. But even that doesn't quite make sense because Sony's been doing stupid things with their whatever. Didn't invite you to the sacrifice tonight? Clearly not. I think they were asleep. They have a pit fire, heard pounding sound like somebody was knocking on a door, looked out and saw a fire moving towards their bushes. Right. Yeah, pit fire would do. Who leaves a pit? It might not have been them leaving a pit fire on. Maybe it was them not having realized that like an ember was still going or something, maybe. All being run by blind, ignorant accountants. That's the impression that I get, that it's all being run via like Excel spreadsheet as opposed to actually getting a sense of audience interest. Out here celebrating a new Warhammer Dawn of War game. Well, see, there you go. And then you're happy as a representative of the market, and you've put money forward to purchase the darn thing. Saw it from firsthand for inside for years. COD, each version is several hundred million. The marketing probably takes each version closer to $1 billion to break even. Each and every version, for example. Yeah. Yep. Here's where I have started shifting into the indie market almost exclusively at this point, because I feel like, except for Nintendo games, obviously, because I feel like they've got a stronger sense of, if we make cool thing and we make it look pretty, it's a good game. Dodoy, yeah. I don't need graphics. I have gotten so sick of the best graphics. I've gotten so sick of it. Like, I don't care. It looks so real. It looks so real. Who cares? I don't want it to look real. I want it to look interesting. It doesn't look interesting. It looks very realistically boring. Is the general consensus that I've come to for most games nowadays. Silver lining these giant staggering is that it opens the door for tenacious individuals banging out gold for modest pricing. Long timelines, Stardew Valley, for example. And Sea of Stars, yeah. Yep. That's the thing. I feel like there needs to be a mindset shift. But the problem is, it's almost like gambling nowadays. We put in hundreds of millions just so that we can maybe win the jackpot and find this like a live service game that gives us billions. Like, yeah, you could do that with like a 40% chance that it happens. So 60% of the time, you need to like close your entire game division because you were doing gambling again. Indies will inherit the earth, showing that yep. I mean, I've spent the most on indie games in the last 10 years. I've spent way more on indie games than I have on any AAA game. You knew that they were running a chainsaw earlier. Maybe there was gas around. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, like a gas canister or something. Shock realization that VPs are trusting AI instead of people. Yeah. Yep. because the annoying thing is they'll very proudly stagger out of the meeting room where they've been incredibly high off their own fumes the entire time, and announce something incredibly proudly, and the entire gaming market goes, nobody wants that. Nobody's going to buy that. Nobody is interested. Who's this for? Is generally the consensus once they've snorted an entire line of LLM response, you know? Can't do anything with those IP due to everyone who could has been shown the door. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. All of the brilliant individuals who actually got those things off the ground to begin with. Big companies forget that they once a gambling startup company. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Is a lot of these companies kind of lose their sense of identity very quickly, and I feel as though it's the finance department that kind of takes over. I know that that's what happened with Bungie. Their accounting team sort of, almost like some sort of eldritch horror, took over all the decision making. Same with prompter grifters, yeah. If you were sitting in a high position at Sony or Microsoft, had the kind of power to make calls, you'd bend and align with GitHub, their modding community. Yes, spend millions making a gorgeous new IP, and then release a beta and encourage modding and forks. Then rebuild and release the final version with modding options and a decent price tag. Add downloadable content for endgame, add-ons, sure. Add a dev kit price to gain access to backend. I think that'd really redeem a lot of fans. Because that's the thing, is if they're thinking like, oh, but then a lot of people are gonna they're gonna get a lot of stuff for free, they're not gonna pay. That's gonna be a super niche fraction of the player base. The vast majority of your players are going to be uber casuals who have no idea how to engage with any modding anything, and won't be interested. But the impression of the game is going to be through the roof. All the tools are going to be there for them to, pump out whatever social media content for eons. As the conversation about the game, cycling throughout, cultural zeitgeist, that sort of thing. It's just positives. But they might get something for free. No. Sega was rebuilt based on pachinko machines, 90% of their revenue from gambling for years, yeah. Sounds super silly, but you feel like a lot of serious PC gamers are also tech guys, math guys that let them play, let them run with it, let them help build a beautiful game with you. Yeah, because those tend to be the most successful stories that these companies are chasing anyway. Like, Minecraft is one of the most successful things ever. Full stop. Not games, things. Minecraft is one of the most successful things that exists in the universe. And a lot of that is just kind of open to whatever sort of modding gives the community an avenue to kind of explore different things, and then the developers can kind of see what people are interested in. Like, oh, this really popular mod has come out that allows you to wear your pants on your head. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna include that as a new updated feature to the game. We're gonna make it so that you can make Minecraft Steve wear his pants on his head. Boom! Success. Pitched a live service game to Sony years of decades ago. They just didn't get it. Not box product on shelf at Tesco's, otherwise not one. Yeah. Yep. Another good example of modding is unironically Roblox. Yeah, Roblox is another huge one. Not one that I engage with at all. I've got absolutely no idea what happens in Roblox. Because Roblox is... all I'm familiar with Roblox is that's the game where the people look like big blocks. They look like the big box people like this. They've got the legs. They've got the head like this. Roblox. That's Roblox in my head, is that little dude. But I've heard an insane amount about it. I've heard so many people ranting and raving about how they enjoy like game modes in Roblox that are community made and run. And it's one of the most successful things ever. Full stop. CD Projekt Red is a great example of how to recover, in your opinion, with No Man's Sky. Game flopped when it released. Yeah, they overpromised and underdelivered, but that they listened to their fans, hired a passionate team, vowed every update and DLC will be free for the end of time, invited testers as much. Yeah, and I've heard that even though they haven't gone super aggressive with monetization, it's like a really successful product at this point. Is CD Projekt Red also Cyberpunk? Or is that Red Button? I get confused. And The Witcher? Fair. Saw a game in Roblox that wasn't a Far Cry from... Sorry, I read Far Cry as the game Far Cry. From COD visually. Hot damn. Wait, what? Wait. So Roblox isn't like Minecraft where you have to do everything in blocks? Minecraft Alpha was in 2010. Yeah, it was. Roblox modding community is insane now. Hot damn. Witcher 3 is almost perfect. North American RPG. Apparently releasing a new bit of DLC coming soon as well. That shocked me. Because The Witcher's been out for, what, like 5 years at this point? Sandbox engine. Make what you want if you know what you're doing. Fair. Similar to like source code, I suppose. The source engine where you can make TF2, you can make Counter-Strike, you can make whatever you want. Think of Roblox closer to Lego? Right. Okay. I think the Witch DLC is coming because they took notice that the TV show caused a shockwave on Twitch. Everyone started playing it. Smart move. Yeah, no, I'd agree. Make a game with GB Studio for Game Boy about the world of Brink. What kind of game would it be? If we made a game about Brink... I'm not sure. Well, I mean, Brink is a setting, right? Which means that you could kind of make any sort of game. You could make an RPG, you could make a racer if you wanted to. Weave ship racing. Half-Life was made with Quake 1 or 2 engine originally, I think, which looks vastly different through modding. I mean, it makes sense when you put it like that, more as like an engine rather than like it being hosted as a mod. Because then you can put in whatever textures you want. But yeah, in terms of what, because I could imagine there being like a full-on adventure RPG set within the world of the Tavern. I could also imagine there being something similar to, what was that? There was a game that somebody was playing in one of the Hearthsides. Does anyone remember? It was that game about there being a ship, like a boat that takes you to the afterlife, I think, and you play as the boat driver, and you need to like design the different rooms to accommodate different people that were going to ride on the boat. Spiritfarer, maybe. I could imagine something akin to that, potentially, like designing rooms within the tavern to fit to the requirements of the tavern goer. One of your favorite little trivias is that Ms. Pac-Man was the first time in gaming history where modders were awarded instead of chastised. When a small group of friends beat the OG Pac-Man arcade game 100 times, they went in and hard modded the board and made changes to make it significantly harder. Namco purchased it off of them and Miss Pac-Man was born. Really? I've never looked into the differences between Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man in terms of what the cabinet actually, what actual gameplay changes were made. Is that the key difference? Is Miss Pac-Man just deemed a more difficult version of Pac-Man? Is that how that works? Is essentially expert mode Pac? Yeah, okay, cool. No, I never knew that. Because I have heard people say like, oh yeah, no, I much prefer Miss Pac-Man to Pac-Man. And I thought that was just them going like, oh, I prefer Pac-Man with a bow tie, but there, hair, bow, whatever. Same thing. Nintendo's still trying to crush Power World. Yeah. The Power World situation is complicated in my heart. Because on the one hand, yeah, I don't like the fact that something that's attempting to be an iteration is being squashed. Like somebody has clearly come along and is attempting to creatively innovate the subgenre. And it's getting legally smushed. But on the other hand, I hate the fact that Power World was made with generated assets. Heard they are about to lose, which may be a double-edged sword. Yeah, that's the thing, is like I don't really know how to feel about it. How to feel about the outcome. I'd need to know more about the case before I could really set a stake in the ground. Surprised I didn't go with the Flappy Bird guy, to be honest. Was Flappy Bird based on with the Mario tubes, I guess, yeah. Use Mario glyphs to make art, yeah. I think at that point in time, mobile apps were such a new and innovative concept to Nintendo that they didn't think to put any sort of thought into attacking it. And by the time that maybe Nintendo had rolled around to being more present on mobile, the guy behind Flappy Bird had already deleted everything. I'm just super excited for the new Fire Emblem game, to be entirely honest. I really, really, really enjoyed Three Houses. Very, 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 very much so. I had a really good time with it. And then the next Fire Emblem came out after that with a visual trope that I personally dislike. I was going to use the word despise, but that's just inflammatory language for the sake of saying something that's just fun to say. I despise it. But I hate me personally, personal preference, like design choice preference. I really dislike two-tone hair. I really dislike when they do the whole, like, a character is grappling between two halves of themselves, and the way that we are going to illustrate this war of internal struggle is we're going to dye two halves of the character's hair to distinctly different colors. It's a personal gripe. I understand that other people really like it. Not my thing. And the main character of Fire Emblem Engage, I think it was called, was that it was lovingly sort of titled the Colgate hair, because it was like a brilliant red and a brilliant blue. Not my thing. Very much so not my thing. I got stopped at the gate. I didn't even look into the story or the gameplay or anything. That's how vapid and surface level I am as a person. Incredibly shallow. I read covers and I go, don't like that book. Apparently that's how I am with Fire Emblem games specifically. Because I saw the two-tone hair and I went, nah, bad game. Yes, I'm a terrible human being for approaching my video games in that way. But hey, we're all flawed individuals. This new game, no two-toned hair to be seen. Not for a country mile. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Because not only that, it also seems to be tying some of the story from Three Houses over into the new game as well. I'm keen. The Sia effect. Apparently. But at least with Sia, it's not too egregious because it's white and black. Like, it's okay. It's fine. The bright red and the bright blue was so in your face that I found it offensive. I found it offensive to my eyeballs. Next, Fox and Ace Combat for you have been a fan since first versions until the remake relaunch link to the past, that is. I don't like where they're taking, from what we've seen, I don't like where they've taken the Ocarina of Time remake. I don't like the fact that they've leaned into sort of realism rubbish stuff again. I don't like that they've done that with the new Star Fox either. But hey, I was never really the audience for either of them anyway. So I don't think they'll mind too much. I have a big hot take that you almost never talk about, because it makes you a bad Final Fantasy fan, but you hate the visual style of Final Fantasy VII. The chunky, blocky characters takes you completely out of the story and immersion of the game that you can't play it. I am actually on the same page with you. I tried to play through Final Fantasy VII because they re-released it on Switch. I took it as an opportunity to try to play through. I struggled so hard. I struggled so hard. It just looked like Minecraft. It was not my thing. I was never really a fan of the like early era polygon graphics, but the fact that they've gone for like gritty realism but with blocky polygons was difficult to digest with my eyeballs. It's just incredibly difficult to digest. Crisis Core is a work of art. I've heard Crisis Core is the new re-release, right? The new remake. It does look pretty. PSP action RPG counterpart. Ah, okay. Yes, that's right. I have had it explained to me in the past. Skipped over the early blocky polygon era. Yeah. That's where I'm at. I had this mentality of, did you ever have the thing where did you miss an era of filmmaking or an era of TV shows or an era of music or something, and you've gone, I feel like I have a gap in my entertainment history in this particular sort of medium that I really enjoy. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch or play or listen to a big chunk of that era that I've missed out on. Because I had that with early gaming because I was really late to the party. I didn't play the early video games. I didn't have a console at that point in time. So I had in my heart that I'd go through, I'd play NES all the way through until GameCube. Like I'd go and binge a whole bunch of that. The old Mega Mans, the old Mega Mans, Sonics, that sort of era of early video games. Some of them are good. Some of them are good. Others are insanely difficult and not in a fun, engaging way. Some of them are incredibly difficult to look at. Some of them are incredibly clunky. Some of them are still good. Final Fantasy 1 to 6. And then 9 to 12. Skip the MMO and hop to 15, 16. Fair. PSP was fun to work on. Vita was missed opportunity. Kept telling Sony, just put a phone in it. Did they not? Because isn't that essentially what they've done with the Switch, right? That's what they've done with the Switch, is they've taken basically like high performance phone processors and they've put them into teeny tiny hardware. It was a powerful console, worked on launch for both. I mean, obviously, a lot of these things are going to be hindsight, right? Like, oh, Dodoy, why didn't you do this? It's easy to say that. But at the same time, it feels like there are a lot of modern equivalents where everybody's screaming, like, hey, just do blank. If you have a phone contract, always able to be online, play games, spread the cost. Oh, right, as in have a, yeah, okay. As in have like have a SIM card and a SIM card plan for the console. Yeah, I mean that's what they did with iPads. That makes things way easier. Way easier. No, I can see the benefit. You want more slide handles like the PSP Go? I want more microphones in my handheld devices so that I can, for my video games, blow into the screen to propel things forward. Pursuit Force 1 and 2 and Motorstorm Arctic Edge for PS1. Oh, sick. All three? Hot damn. How, well, here's a question for you. You don't have to answer any of these, by the way, if you're not comfortable. But how often do you need to sort of start relearning software because it's no longer the used program? So an example that I'm thinking of is Unity is still big, but a lot of people jumped over to Unreal Engine 5, I think, when that got released as a thing. How often do you feel like that happens? You do it all the time now? Love it? Yeah, cool. Used Unity 13 years? Yeah. That's generally what I understood, was that Unity was the go-to engine. The era of weird phones, when smartphones were just becoming a thing. Wildly interested with the sidekick and the rotate mechanism being introduced to the retro handheld market with the RG Rotate, but they also did something super clever that weren't available in Canada, so you had to go into the States to buy one. But they had a play where you could pay $1 a day to have internet connection worldwide. It was a perfect model. Ooh. Especially for people who travel a lot, right? Pivoted to Unreal Engine, but coders were worried about performance. So went back, but you've used in-house engines for years, always so different. Yeah, I tend to find that's what I've heard, is that that's one of the biggest problems about studios letting go of people en masse and then hiring en masse for like winding down and then starting new projects, is that because they've got an in-house engine, they're essentially firing a whole bunch of people that are familiar with how it works, and then the new people that they bring in waste a whole bunch of time learning how it works on the startup. It's not like a universal Unity or Unreal Engine or something that they can bring their expertise from outside to. Like $30 to have internet browsing monthly back then is brilliant. Yeah, 100%. Had to pivot to Maya from Max for modeling. Yeah, fair. New apps for this and that now on iPad. Always so exciting. Some of them world class, better than the expensive packages. Big boys might be, yeah, cool. Big boys should be worried, yeah. Well, that's where I feel like we're at with illustration programs. I feel like Adobe was eating so good for so long, but now there are so many alternatives. There are so many alternatives. Clip Studio Paint, Procreate, Critter, what's the other one? Rebel. Like there are a whole bunch of programs that are deemed to be way better than Photoshop at illustration. Adobe is circling the drain, yeah. Wasn't I working on the team on a card or board game or something? How's that going? That has temporarily fallen through because the client needs a little bit more time before that's happening. Dinner time? Yeah, go. Enjoy. I won't go into detail just because it's their business to like it's their business. I shouldn't be sharing their details really. It was a startup, so they underestimated just how much they needed to organize on startup. So things have slowed down for them quite significantly. So they'll reach out to let me know when they're good to go. Everything working in the center then could use the frame of buttons for everything the timing makes. So much quicker in my, yeah. DaVinci Resolve is the Adobe Premiere killer. Yeah, it's what I use. I literally used it today. And good riddance. I think I've told the story before, but I went to cancel my Adobe subscription last year. And they hit me with like a $300 cancellation charge, which is just spicy. I could not slam the door harder after that. Not only did they hit me with that cancellation charge, but also the entire way through the process. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to cancel? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to cancel? We could put together a custom plan for you that would be super cheap. Our custom plan, it'd be the best, better than anything that's on the market at the moment. Best custom plan in your life. Really good rates. We'll throw in a free car. I'm just actively kicking it in the schnoz. Get solid channels editing and print level res management, and Photoshop is done, and now they're scraping stuff with AI. Yep. Got fed up and threw a giant tantrum about the Adobe submodel a few years ago. Found your copy of Adobe CC from college, and now you're never upgrading again. Yep. Good riddance. I've since moved over to Clip Studio Paint, and I have zero complaints. There are some things that are slightly worse, like if I want to find a particular brush, that's like pulling teeth. But little things like that is fine. Other aspects are way better, like animating in this is substantially better. Clip Studio knows how to host an animation timeline, unlike some other programs. I'm a Sea of Thiever like you. I have played in the past, correct? I don't actively play at the moment, but yeah. Autodesk and Maxon, the same now too. Less you can use, the better. That's fair. I'm less familiar with like AutoCAD and that sort of thing, given that I haven't used it for over a decade at this point. Using Inkscape and Harmony more often. Good. Wanted to see if I tried the sand game. The sand game? Sand game? You're gonna have to explain. The game with sand? Ah, I see. Outside of Unity level construction, made 95% of the art for your game on iPad, fully fledged 3D racer. It's good though, it's approachable. It means that want-to-be designers can just get the one device and it has them set. Have the walker robots and you're in a desert being Sea of Thievers. Oh, Crimson Desert? Is that the one? How's that related to Sea of Thieves? Made a character end-to-end in 3 working days? Damn. No? If you want a reasonable answer from me, you're going to have to give me enough context to understand what you're talking about. Coming up on my second break. Yeah, soon. Soon. The Tavern's gonna yell at me in a second. Sand, Raiders of Sophie. It's Sea of Thieves, but you're a desert guy who does Sea of Thieves stuff on a walker robot. Could not be more clear. No, that's fair, because I was thinking that it was a Sea of Thieves expansion or something that I hadn't heard about, and I was very confused. But no, I haven't played it. Hi, Coward. How you doing? D20 for no context. 18's not bad. 18's not bad at all. Okay, that's feeling a little bit better. The sheen is there. We could do a little bit of a reflecty as well. Little bit of a reflecty. Was a playtest recently, so thought there was a slim chance that I've tried it. No, here's the thing: is I don't play that many video games nowadays. I enjoy it as a topic. Like, I stay relatively up to date with things, but I just don't have time, you know. Like the Sea of Thieves, where you build your own ships from scratch. It's the best way to put it. That's kind of cool. Posture chat. Thank you. How you doing, Coward? How's your day been? Most of the games that you play nowadays are decades old, at least. I played Stray. That's older video games. True. Stray is the only video game. I can agree with that. Come on, chair. Stray wasn't what you were expecting it to be, but it was fun time nonetheless. Yeah, no, I went into Stray completely blind. All I knew was that it was the cat game about a cat, where you play as a cat, and it's Cat Simulator. I did not expect the world building. I didn't expect the environments. I didn't expect the enemies. Everything completely took me off kilter. But it was a good time. Very much enjoyed it. Beat the final Pikmin game that you hadn't beaten yet. Pikmin 2 has been finished. Nice. Fellow Stray hater? I don't think so. That's not the impression that I got. Also, hello. Hi, Coward. How you doing? Okay, so we've gone through, we've changed all of the color temperatures, which is good. We've turned off all the lights. Good. Now I'm just going through and doing a final pass where I'm adding a little bit of that bounce light into the panes of glass that are present, you know, because otherwise if I don't have this this glow effect on them, it'll look like the window frames are completely empty. There's no glass there. So I need to go through and add that, not to every single window, but just to, like, these shuttered ones, I don't think I'll do it to. But these ones down the bottom, yes. Da, 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 da. These ones here. Da, da, da. Is yes, light is off, but light off does not mean window no longer exists, you know? Finally starting Breath of the Wild for the first time. Exciting. As much as people meme about like, oh, Breath of the Wild, I don't want another Breath of the Wild. It's only because people are sort of, it's been a little bit oversaturated with both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. First time in Breath of the Wild, though, was a magical experience. No, very much so. I hope you enjoy your time. Aware of gaming news? Explain something to you. They're saying that the new Alien Isolation game is going to be a lot more open. And they're making open world isolation. Maybe? The way that I would read that is that the first Alien Isolation game is very much so corridors. You're just going through one corridor after another. So maybe they're talking about the level plans being a little bit more open space. I wouldn't imagine that it's like full-on open world. It would piss me off, actually, if they tried to make Alien Isolation 2 into an open world game. That does not seem like a combination that should work. I've been wrong in the past, though, so hey, if they prove me wrong, more power to them. Did I get the achievement a little chatty in Stray? Get that for meowing 100 times. Did I get that? I might have. I might not have, actually. I don't remember meowing that much. I did meow a lot, though. I don't think I got that achievement, though, across the 8 hours. That's very funny. That's very, very funny. Alien ISO 2 open world wouldn't be very sad and empty, you think? That's the thing, right? Is I feel like it would abandon the feeling. Similarly to how... actually, you know what it's directly comparable to? The new Metroid game being an open world game, I think, is stupid. It's not truly open world in the sense that you don't need to access the open world for most things, but the fact that there is an open world section to Metroid Prime 4, I think, is very stupid. Without Googling it, you've got a fun trivia question for me. According to the Zelda timeline, what is the first game chronologically? It's Skyward Sword. Unless I'm missing something. I win a nerd point. Yes. Hell yeah. I was going to say, it's either Skyward Sword or they've added lore to one of the spin-off games that I was just not... Like, I haven't played the Oracle's games. So if you told me like, Mahali Bird, did you know that actually the Oracle games, they're technically fair? Yeah. Joke's on me at that point, you know? But a lot of the Origin stuff is in Skyward. Officially Skyward Sword, but true Zelda heads like yourself consider the Zelda dual screen game and watch game as the first Zelda game. Hey, if you want to claim that, who am I to rain on your parade? the Oracle games, albeit not canon, are technological feats. Don't say that with Davey here. He won't let me live it down. He would not let me live it down. But see, Harley, see, they're amazing. Bit mean to call the Oracle games spin-offs their mainline. Are they? I feel like that window could have a little bit more luster to it. Let's try. Swoosh. Oracle games are Fallen Hero timeline. Right. Okay. So they're one of the canonical timelines, just not the quote unquote main one that people like to use. In the same way that the Winds of Winter. The Wind Waker, same way that the Wind Waker is another timeline that's explored. Did I ever finish that? I did. I finished Wind Waker. I played it on the Wii U the first time because I never had a GameCube. Winds of Winter. Oh, no. No, still not finished. It's probably fine. Don't worry about it. I could take a little bit of this sky glow, just a little bit, and put it into the top, I think. I don't feel like I was being particularly hot-headed. Why did you... Pushing streamer away on a break with Flood. It's not time yet. The Tavern hasn't yelled at me yet. It's because my previous break, I took too long to take it. So my next break has been pushed along by a few extra minutes. Thank you for the refreshing. Oh, so refreshing. Oh my, run my hands through my hair. Oh, beautiful. Oh, and then I'll emerge out of the water looking so fresh. Looking so fresh and clean and sparkly. Could be on the cover of a Vogue magazine. Well, personally prefer the Wind Waker GameCube version because you're a little snobby brat, but you can't deny that the Wii U version has some nice quality of life changes. Yeah, is the big because the Wii U version added the tinkle bottles, right? That you could write messages in and stuff. Hi, nice. How you doing? Never had a Wii U. Didn't know what it was and why you wanted it. That was my issue with the Wii U. I didn't realize that the Wii U was another console. I thought that the Wii U was just an extra little handheld add-on thing. I didn't understand that it was an extra thing for the longest time. That's why it took so long for us to get one. Yes, weekend. Good. So Thursday's your weekend. Marketing fail? 100% a marketing fail. I feel, personally anyway. Mahali, is that you? Makeover much? I know. Aren't I beautiful? My eyes. Triforce quest on Wii U lowered the amount of Triforce shards you need, made it much easier to find them. Took like 6-hour epic quest on into a 30-minute expedition. Yeah, fair. I think I would prefer the shorter version of that. I didn't find that to be particularly compelling. I can see the benefit there. It's too hot to be in the office today. Tomorrow without AC. Oof. Good to hear that you're taking the break then. Tavern do be yelling. All right, I'm taking my break. I did promise that I'd wait until the tavern yelled, and it do be yelling now. So I'm going to head off. I'm going to do my push-ups. I'm going to grab some more water. I recommend that if you've been sat for the past hour, get up, move around a little bit, grab a snack if you're hungry, stay hydrated. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads in the meantime so that we don't have to deal with pre-rolls for the next hour or so. See you soon. Yappy. Hi. Now, I will say, the one downside of me looking after myself, well, I'll write it out in a way. So because I'm staying hydrated, so I'm drinking more water, and because I'm exercising during my breaks, like I'm doing my push-ups. So that plus that equals Mahali getting all burpy. Ugh. Perfect time. Just got back to you, PC. Welcome back. Doing burpees to get a burpee? I mean, yeah. No, actually, for real though. Better burpee than Tootie. I don't want to tell that story again. I don't want to tell that story again. Ugh. Okay, I'm doing little specular spot highlight on the tops of each of these window sections because with the absence of the light from the inside, they're getting influenced by light from the outside. Hence it's a little spot. I think I'm happy with that. I think I'm happy with that being the version where the lights are turned off. Now I'm going to add an extra layer. Lights off, door closed. Quickly put in a door. Should not take long at all. So many months until the animation is finished, you think? Shouldn't be too long after. I'm not anticipating working on the actual timeline on stream because it'll be quite boring. It's going to be a lot of me watching tutorials. I don't want to stream that because the way that I'm animating it is going to be quite different to how I usually do. One, it's going to be with a lot of help from Billy, but two, it's going to be a lot of image manipulation as opposed to frame by frame stuff. It's just not going to be interesting viewing. But once that gets started, I don't anticipate it'll take too long at all. Maybe a few weeks? Maybe 2-3 weeks. You'd watch? For sure, but I can make more interesting viewing. I can do other things on stream, you know. You like learning too? I can explain it afterwards once I know. Planning on setting up this animation with Twitch redeem triggers. The idea is that when stream starts, so at the moment we've got a picture of the tavern. We've got an outdated picture of the tavern. This one. Desktop, Mahali, socials, this one. We've got this version of the tavern. There's a little timer up the top. It says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stream start, whatever. The idea is to replace this with this version with a bunch of moving elements. So like these candle bugs are going to be moving around. These ones over the water are going to be bobbing up and down a little bit. The water's going to be moving. The trees are going to be swaying a little bit. The birds are going to be flapping in the background. But then when the timer hits 0, it's going to fade to black, and then the opening animation is going to start. That like introduces you to Brink. That's what is going to be using this. This will be part of the sequence. Did I decide on Power Wash? Yeah, I bought it the other day. Locked in for Saturday.
shifting the door around, don't mind me.
Is there law on how this specific tavern became known / noteworthy and how it operates nowadays? We've spoken in the past about maybe there being an origin story for it. We've alluded to something or other, maybe an adventuring party having sort of come down into the Duskwood. Most of them sadly perishing, but one in particular surviving the ordeal and building the tavern to sort of remember the rest of them is a little bit of a cliche thing that we've thought about previously, but it's not locked in. It's not definitively how the tavern came about. But in terms of how it operates nowadays, the tavern is almost like it's a conflux point. It is a node that connects a whole bunch of other different parts of Brink. So somebody could, for example, open up a door somewhere on the other side of Brink somewhere and be thinking to themselves at the time, like, I really wish that I had the company of other creatives. And with that thought in mind, as they open the door, they step into the tavern instead of to the destination that they were initially opening the door to. They might sort of tumble out from one of the kitchen cupboards in the tavern, or fall out of like an attic hatch, or out of a janitor closet or something into the tavern, is how it functions that way. Very Howl's Moving Castle of me, a little bit, yeah. There's no Power Wash Simulator 1. They called it Power Wash Simulator 2 because it's spiritual successor to Mario Sunshine. I mean, hey, that makes perfect sense to me. You, a regressor, went into the S-rank dungeon with your close party mates. As the only one left, you built a tavern into the dungeon to honor their legacy. Is that the full title of the light novel? Hey, Pixie. Did someone fall out of a cupboard? I mean, did someone say fall out of a cupboard? Hey, Don Pixie. That is actually a fun thought experiment to run at some point, is how did each and every one of us end up in the tavern? The lore goes deep. It does. It should go deeper. I just haven't had the opportunity to like explore it some more. Super Mario Sunshine is such a diamond. I need to finish it. I started playing Sunshine. I got to where did I get up to? I finished the main area. I finished the Carnival Island. I finished the Hotel Island, and then I think I went on to like the docks or something. But my intention was to go through and 100%, but I stopped playing at some point. Not because I wasn't enjoying it, just because I've got this habit of dropping a game and forgetting to pick it up again. Hang up with light novel titles for anything ever is great. All you have to do is just keep talking and then you end up with a title. I think the tavern needs some pinball tables. I'm not sure if the concept of pinball exists, but we could come up with something similar, I feel. Through the planet's core. Always a bigger tavern. Call dibs on the snack cupboard, hell yeah. People are happy. Ooh, what would you like, David? Went on to the Super Mario Sunshine docks, but after stopping the game, opened a tavern in the tavern. There it is, yeah, see? Full title. Of course it does. Why else would there be pinball wizards? True. How you doing, Skull? The hardest of taverns. Similar, actually, because the second story up, and it goes on for the heckin' eons. Give you a second to think. Take all the time you need. Speaking of, Skull. Is there somewhere in particular that you would like your mark? We've got, I've got a little bit of space in the shelving there. Somebody has taken this third shelf here, but like we still have room for another one sort of next to it. We've got a little bit of room down there next to the music player. We've got room on the sails for some sort of embroidered marks, potentially. You'll trust my judgment. Oh, good Lord. Give me something, a word, a theme, a topic, a creature, anything. Just give me sort of some sort of direction. You're wondering if I have any suggestion for Switch games you should grab? So far you have Astral Chain, Cadence of Hyrule, Hades, Kirby's Forgotten Lands, Breath of the Wild, Link's Awakening Remake, Mario plus Rabbids, Mario Kart, Mario Party Superstar, Metroid Dread, Nier, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury, Mario Wonder, Mario Odyssey. Have you played Blasphemous? / are you a fan of Metroidvanias? You haven't. That would be a suggestion. Same with Ori and the Blind Forest, if you haven't played that either, and you're a fan of Metroidvanias, I recommend that on the Switch as well. That's a good Switch experience. Any other ones? For placement, you trust me though? A bat? A kawaii bat. Okay. Let me add that to my notes. Skull, mark, bat. Cool. Locked in. Really pretty game, Ori. 100% pretty. And the soundtrack is amazing as well. Scribble a Mahali that looks like a sunflower with the sunflower for head, but with robot-like arms and legs. Yeah, I could do that. I could do like a flower Mahali cyborg. Oh yeah. Big into JRPGs, tactics, open world purdy things, Metroidvanias, roguelike. Oh, Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's another big one. I really like that game. Really enjoyed that game. Slay the Spire is also a really enjoyable experience on the Switch. If you enjoy tactical card games, if you haven't played it on something else. Again, Switch is a really good platform for it. Crypt Custodian is a cute game that exists on both. Ooh. Have Slay the Spire too for... there you go. Yeah, all good then. Let me have a think about it, Fuchs. I'll write it down as a note for myself. Or this would be even better if you're free to do so. Would you be able to DM me with Switch game recommendations? Just like that as a phrase. And I'll do a bit of research after this. I'll go through my library and I'll come up with a few suggestions. Okay, let's darken the canvas because I've gotten quite addicted to a darker starting canvas for these things. It's more fun for me. 5 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Robot body. Sunflower. Did you say sunflower or just flower? Sunflower. You did say sunflower. Cool. Perfect. Robot body, arms and legs, sunflower Mahali. Here we go. Robot arms and legs, not body. Okay. No, fair. How would I want to do that then? I could make it work. It's going to be a little bit more eldritch, but we can make it work. 3, 2, 1, go. Looks like it's ready to wrestle someone. I mean, hey, what can I say? I'm always looking for a fight. You know me. Mahali, the most aggressive streamer on the face of this earth. Not so cute now. Well, that's actually what I say when I'm in this form. I go, not so cute now. And then I ball up my little robot hands. I come looking for a fight. Sunflower, robots in disguise. Oops. Oh, did I do it? I did it all on the one layer. No, that's fine. That's all right. We live with our decisions. Even though I didn't decide to do this. Regret. 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 There you go. Mahali as a sunflower with robot arms and legs. No robot body. Absolutely not. It would be a crime if I had a robot body. And I'm glad that I didn't, because otherwise, I mean... Strong roots and veins, though, to hold these metal arms. Yeah, exactly. Got to keep it all together. I heard that unboxing of Logan Paul. He's going to be royal scared. Right royal scared. Little signature down the bottom. Oop, hip. There we go. People are gonna be so confused. I mean, to be fair, after the Diglett that I posted yesterday, I don't think I can confuse anybody with, with any of these scribbles that I post. There you go. A gift. I hope you like it. Solar Punk. Ooh. I mean, if you put it like that, I'm gonna like it. Can't have that. Even though this version of me is just a sunflower, it's probably taller than the real me. Correct, yeah. I'm canonically shorter than Bellsprout from Pokemon. Tavern door. That's the little knot there. Cool. Put the robot sunflower in front of the tavern, people happy? Absolutely not. I appreciate that you enjoy them though. Like the bay window so much. Yeah. I'm in like a trust the process stage with this whole thing now, where I've put a lot of time and effort into all of the different frames. I've put a lot of time and effort into making it all look relatively snazzy. But I'm not going to get a good sense of how this thing is going to look in motion until it's actually in motion. Willing to be shorter than Bellsprout from Pokemon, if that means Bellsprout from Pokemon is willing to be friends with Alt from Pokemon. Or that would be most wholesome friendship. Most wholesome friendship would be with a Bellsprout, I feel. Bellsprout or Oddish. Either of those two little guys, I feel like, would be just the most chill time. It's going to look so good. Hey, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that it's going to look so good. Yeah. I mean, I've put in too much work for it to not look good. Surely that's how that works, right? Been slowly thinking about making a new intro too. Like to hear about it. Not going to dive in at the risk of self-promo without asking. Yeah, hit me with it. Other thing to be considerate of is if it's too, how do we explain? If the concept is really full on and it takes a while to explain, when I'm in streaming mode, it's a little bit more difficult for me to sort of picture things on the fly. So if you want to, you could DM it to me, and then if I'm reading it outside of stream, I can take time to actually like comprehend what I'm reading. Because I fear that that's something that happens a little bit too often, is that I power through a message and I go, I've got no idea what was just said. Especially for more complicated concepts. Almost like Bellsprout and Oddish, your two favorite Pokemon or something? I couldn't be you. Speaking of Pokemon, but not Pokemon, did I see the Pokemon-esque Snap game that is coming to Steam? It's taking / capturing cute animals with a camera. Cute. Very cute. Very, very, very cute. I feel as though the Pokemon subgenres, plural, are very unexplored by design, because the Pokemon Company does everything in its power to quash everything. But any opportunity to give it a go, I think, is the world of gaming is better off for it. It's no secret that you're very retro focused, so you're just thinking of making a tube TV showing a 5-minute intro that's of the 80s tech era / diving into theater advertisements, but personalized to you. Cute, very cute. I like a lot. Why was that tagged by the auto mod? Aussie based. For is Future? Are you? Well, I mean, you don't need to disclose, but I don't believe Future's Aussie based. In Ontario, Canada, open to shipping. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I was going to say, not from what I knew. Am I happy with that as a door? Am I happy with that as a door? There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. I think so. Now I just need to take... Oh, that translates pretty well. It still needs work, but still, no, that translates quite well. Quite well indeed. So what I'll do is I will duplicate the door. I will call it lights on door. If you were Aussie based, we'd hug on like a semi-regular basis. Yeah, I'd imagine so. I'd imagine so. Speaking of which, God, impeccable, incredible segue. Yeah, we'll go with that. Conversation transition. I don't think I've explicitly mentioned it. I might have mentioned it in passing, but I will be at PAX Oz this year. Let me know if we like the idea of doing like a tavern meet and greet. That would be quite fun. But at the same time, I wouldn't want it to be loosey-goosey. I would want it to be something relatively set in stone. That way there's no feeling of, well, I didn't see you, I didn't get an opportunity to catch up. Like I'd want it to be like a thing that, like a time that we set up. So let me know if you have an intention of heading to PAX Oz and you would like to catch up this year. It's in October. You got Egg in ages, Egg in yonks. Goes to PAX Oz, builds entire full-blown tavern. Don't tempt me. I'll do it. I'm crazy. Imagine stopping by IRL to redeem your daily hug. I'm just a little vending machine, kinda. Who's going? Can you FaceTime? Put on a lanyard? with a little roller chair or something to put the phone on. Cuddle stream when? It's Bahali coming to you with another cuddle stream. I don't know. Could be a thing. Make you like Iron Mouse? Hopefully by that time I'll have my streaming laptop in order. Because I would like to stream while I'm at PAX a little bit. Not like a full 5-hour stream or anything like that. Maybe just like an hour or something. But still, make a little event of it would be quite fun. Put two giggly eyes on the phone. I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond. The chair turns around. It's a phone with googly eyes. Oh, wait, no. I've inspired further thoughts. That's a terrifying thing. 5-minute scribble on. Maybe not back to back. Can we rain check for a few minutes? Exactly that. Give me a sec. I need to get through the door and then sure. Think you could be any character from James Bond? That is a bold declaration, but let's hear it. How would you deal with the guy that is a regular dude but has the metal thumbnails? How would you deal with him? He's a regular guy in every way except he has metal on his thumbnails. How could you possibly? You'd shoot him? Well, yeah, okay. If you put it like that. Pint of humming brew, please. Silent humming brew if possible. See how we go. Roll a d20. Anything above a 10, and you can end up with you'll end up with silent humming brew. Hey, there you go. Boom. Easy done. Easiest pint of silent humming brew that you've ever had brewed for you. If James Bond is allowed a gun, why wouldn't you? No, that's a good point. That is a good point. It also brings up the very valid question of why didn't James Bond just shoot them as well? A legit question. It's a legitimate question. Why did he not? The movie would have ended way sooner. Yeah, but good point. Every James Bond villain is weak to a shock. Is that how that works with Pokemon style weaknesses? Are they all henchmen typing and therefore henchmen weak to shotgun? Would have been a 15-minute movie. It would have been satisfying as all heck, though. Could you imagine? James Bond gets jumped by a person who has, I don't know, pepperonis for eyes. And then he gets shot by James Bond. And then the movie ends. It'd be pretty good. It'd be pretty good. I personally would be laughing. James Bond, the end. Yeah. It's me. It's James Bond. Can't shoot them straight away. Needs time to sweet talk the lass. Of course. Sorry, I forgot what movie franchise it was. That's a fair point. Pepperoni for eyes appearing, then immediately getting shot is straight up Austin Powers joke. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is I would personally be having a wonderful time in that sort of because James Bond movies are quite. Maybe I'm stepping on toes here. Apologies if that's the case, but James Bond movies are quite boring for me because I'm generally not that invested in what's going on, and I just don't find that sort of character trope that compelling for me personally. But if James Bond was pepperoni eyes turns up and he gets shot with a shotgun, I'd be there for that. That sounds wonderful. My dad has like all of the old James Bond movies on DVD. And I went through and tried to watch, I think it was Goldfinger, and I couldn't do it. I was so bored. I just don't find him interesting. I am happy with that as a door, more or less. I think I'm going to darken the frame a little bit, but otherwise I'm happy with the structure there. 5-minute scribble. Here we go. Pixie in a chair with googly eyes. They're off their time. For sure. And that's why there's not this sense of like, ugh, they're bad movies. It's just for me personally. Same with older video games, right? There's a degree of they are almost like a little time capsule, which cool. And in that sense, they are of value. But I like Austin Powers too, the Spy Who Shagged Me. I do enjoy the Austin Powers movies. They're quite fun. Although I haven't watched them in quite a while. When was the last time I watched an Austin Powers movie? 2012? Enjoy food time. Okay, 5 minutes on the clock. Pixie in a chair on a phone Googly eyes. Here we go. Painting lava. Ooh. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Go. Bond villain. Yeah. Wait, is this not what you wanted? Is this not the intended? Oh no, what have I done? Are you not entertained? No, I'm good. Love it. Perfect. Dramatic lighting. Yeah, well, of course. Why, you think I'm not going to render it because it's a meme? You don't know who I am. I'm Mahali, the renderer of renders. Or as Fire lovingly describes me, Mahali, the liar who lies. Let's go even brighter. Ba-ba-bum. Pixionic is in the building. why. There we go. Ba-ba-da-bum. Proceeds to send photo of Garbodor from Perfect. One of my favorite Pokemon, actually, for real. The Liar Who Lies or The Liar Who Lies? I think the second one. No, technically Liar. Butterfly. Yeah. Or a Pixie, I suppose. Little signature down the bottom. There we are. Snapshot taken. Sent to the Discord. Couple of absolute gremlin energy. 5-minute doodles. Run one after the other. Perfection. Absolute perfection. Ship it. Off into the mailing system. I heard you were looking for me, Mr. Bond. Oh, hello? Little fairy creature? Hi. You're coughing and sneezing call from phone. 24 hour 5-minute doodle stream. Good lord. I don't think I have it in the tank. I think I could do 3 5-minute scribbles before brain would just explode. Snacks crinkling. Yeah. Permitted 1 5-minute break per hour. I mean, you'd have to. Never know if you're going to try. Well, true. No, good point. Limit test. Limit test or explode. Can't even hear your threats on the phone because so much snack eating. Just like the crinkling of packaging all throughout the entirety of the description of like the terrible crimes that you're about to do. "24 hours of 5 doodles is like 7 doodles. That's a crazy amount. Exactly. Could always squeeze in an extra scribble. True. Here's the thing. If that was the point of the stream, if I did the streams with that as the goal, like I'm going to do a stream of me just doing requested scribbles, that'd be one thing. But the prospect of concentrating on one thing and then taking breaks constantly for 24 hours to do something else, like it shakes up your brain too much, at least in my case. Was it workflow? No, you're fine. If I truly had an issue with it, I would have said so. I promise. Generally speaking, though, I will be shifting it to one scribble redeem a stream, I think, but until it actually happens. You're not stepping on any toes, I promise. Okay, so this is this is door closed with lights on. This is door closed with lights off. This is door open with lights off. This is door open with lights on. Yeah, okay. Yep, cool. Perfect. Yeah, off down. Brilliant. Okay, that's done. That's done and dusted. Easy done it. We give that a save. And then how much time do we have? We've got a few, I want to say about 15 minutes before I need to take my next break. So let's pivot over to emotes. It's looking really good. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's that's all of the frames done for the animation. All of the frames are finished. Now it's just going to be putting them onto a timeline, deciding exactly what my script is going to be, recording the script, timing the timeline to the script, picking sound effects, music, that sort of thing. It's going to be a whole thing, but like in terms of the animation, actually drawing stuff, we're done. Pivot! Mr. Bond opens pack of Doritos. I see you made it into my lair successfully, starts chewing. Mr. Bond. You good? Kumahali adding 10 frames off stream. Don't tempt me. I'll do it. Can you spray that? Can't wait to see it. It'll be good. I reckon it'll take between 2 and 3 weeks working in the background, but it'll be done pretty soon, I reckon. All of the really heavy duty stuff is done. I think the next biggest heavy duty thing will be doing all the Foley for it. Making all the sound effects in space and the zooming noises and the sounds of the desert wind and clouds parting and then dropping into a cave and the ambience of caves and stuff like all of that. That's going to take hecking yonks. Yeah. I haven't had Doritos for ages. Yeah, me too. Like the idea of making out never pass and you never hear what is attacking you with. You're gonna have to reword that in a way that sorry, I'm unable to decipher that one. Maybe a Doritos Locos Taco is in your future today. Ooh, I mean, never say never. I said crunch. Am I going to be doing the SFX, find sounds, or make them myself? A combination of both. So I've got I've got an account with a free sound effects library where people offer up little snippets of sound to be used free. So I tend to take those and stitch a few together. I then record some aspects as well. Yeah, it just depends on what I need at the time. I sound excited. It'll be fun. It's just I also recognize how time consuming it's going to be. Coffee with some sugar, please. And enjoy. Hi, Davey. How you doing, bud? I will chew, never get chew past my real... Yeah, right. Realize he said what the weapon was while chewing. Couldn't make it out. Don't know what you're supposed to be fighting. Yeah. Where the villain is monologuing, but they're too busy snacking on biscuits for you to actually understand what the threat is. You're like, I'd be scared, but I've got no idea what you're threatening me with right now. Doing all right? How am I going? Yeah, doing good. It'll be a shorter stream today, so I'm a little bit... Hi, bud. Welcome in. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream today, shorter than I want it to be. So I'm a little bit sad about that, but otherwise. Neka, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How you doing? Hi, Freak. How you doing? How was stream? How'd you go? Let me jump over to here for a second. What'd you get up to? Let me see. Streaming art. Sweet. If you've got any work that you'd like to share with everyone, we'd love to see. Follow and run. Yeah, go. Do what you gotta do. Hi, Galacticat. Welcome in. How you doing, bud? Love my art. Thank you. I appreciate it very much so. I hope you're doing well, bud. Go. Do stuff. We'll catch up later. Cat paintings. Hey, sweet. Nice. Specifically cat portraits or just paintings of cats? Yeah, but welcome in, everyone. I hope you had a good time. I hope stream was good. I hope everybody's doing well. If you haven't met me before, I'm Mahali. I'm a fantasy illustrator. So I do scenes, landscapes, characters, creatures, the whole 9 yards. Anything fantasy, really. Within reason. Nothing too spicy. But yeah, if you like fantasy stuff, you might enjoy it here. If you've got any work that you'd like to share with everyone, Freak, I would love to share with everybody a little bit of an art tax. But at the same time, if you've got to raid and run, if you're exhausted, if you've got stuff that you need to get to, if you could eat, sleep, drink, whatever you need, sort yourself out. No worries on my end, okay? If you want to hang out for a bit, happy to have you. Always love seeing my works. Thank you. Sure, just a moment. Yeah, hit me with it. either directly in the chat or the Discord. Either works. To catch everybody up as to what I'm working on today. Well, what I was working on today. I'm working on an animation. The plan is to have a little animated intro to stream. So I'm going through and I'm completing all of the different animated cells for it. So I've got the door to the tavern. I've got the tavern while it's illuminated. I've got the tavern while it's illuminated. I've got the tavern while its lights are turned off. That's sort of like I've got a whole bunch of different variations of it, and I'm going to be stitching it together. That'll be fun. Yeah, very much so. I haven't animated for heckin' yonks. Oh, this is so good. Excuse me. Sorry, just let me just do a bit of diving. Oh, with the canvas texture coming through and everything. That's so good. That's so good. I'm so jealous of your fur texturing. That's so good. Sorry, I'll get to the eyes. The eyes are a wonder in and of themselves, but the fur though. How do you, is this with like a really fine brush, or are you going through with a with like a white pencil afterwards, or like a, yeah. That's so good. Sorry, I mean, talk about missing the forest for the trees, but these trees are so pretty though. Give me a second. Enhance. So, can you tell that I'm a nerd for texture? Oh, that's so good. The layering. Okay, let me have a look at the cat as a whole now. Acrylic painting? Hell yeah, that's awesome. The fur looks so good, doesn't it just? Such patience, right? Momentarily wondered if you'd become confused and you were showcasing a photography. I know, so good, so good. The eyes, incredibly well done. The glimmer, the gloss. Love the blue on the nose as well. Oh my god. Oh my god. The bloom on the fur as well. How it goes from like bloom and like overly exposed. When I say overexposed, I mean in a good way. Overly exposed, and then it becomes all crisp as you get further away. It's so well done. Really, really, really well done. Really, really, really well done. Thank you for sharing. Amazing. Beautiful. It's magic. I know. Don't have to tell me. Very cute. Very, very, very well done. Thank you for noticing those details. How could I miss them? You'd boop that nose, like walk by this painting and gently boop the textured nose. You'd have to. It's one of those mandatory things, you know, with those brass statues where you need to like rub the top of the dog's head or rub the top of the dog's snout or whatever. Same thing here. You'd have to boop the nose. It's mandatory. Amazing work. Thank you for sharing, Freak. I really appreciate it, bud. Now, seriously though, if you do have to look after yourself after stream, I insist that you do so. If you're hungry, go grab food. If you're thirsty, go do everything. If you've got to do stuff, go sort yourself out. But yeah, as I said, if you want to hang out for a bit, happy to have you. I awaits. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the tavern. Hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you very much. Of course. Now, I did say that I'm working on this animation at the moment. But I kind of lied. In the sense that I've actually finished working on it for now because I've completed all the frames. All the frames are done. So we've got we've got Brink. We've got all of the different zoom ins for Brink. We've got zoom in 1, zoom in 2. We've got the daybreak, which is the desert. So like smash cut to here. We've got the Duskwood. It's in here somewhere. We've got all of the different frames. All of the different frames are done. It's just a case of knitting them together now, which I'm not going to do on stream because it's going to be boring. It's going to be a whole bunch of me watching video tutorials to remind myself how animation programs work again. But in terms of the actual artwork for it, completely finished. Yeah, so I'm happy. Time to shift to, I did use the word before, pivot. It's time to pivot to working on a couple of emotes instead. But yes, welcome in everyone. I hope you're doing well. If anybody has any news to share, by all means, I'm all ears. Googly eyes, where art thou? Or Photoshop files. Even though it's not Photoshop, we'll do the trick. Now there's this emote that I was this set of 2 emotes that I was working on before. Do I finish those or do I start working on new ones? I can finish these ones quickly enough. The problem with these ones is that on the dark Twitch background, the lenses are going to get lost completely. So what I'm going to try and do is pick up the frames with some highlights, sort of following the same highlight as the eyeball there. So I'm going to grab this, jump to this layer, jump up to a brighter tone of the gray, and go through and highlight that top part of the frame. With the intention being that even if you have Twitch in dark mode or light mode, you'll either see the dark part of the glasses or you'll see the light part of the glasses. I did used to have it to where, I think I still have it with some of my emotes, where they've got a white border around them just to help with clarity, but I prefer them without. So if I can make it work without, I will be pleased. I highly will be pleased. But surely people have seen that before where I saw it referred to me, where people do that thing where they write text based on the shadows, right? Where they go, I'm going to write the word hello like this. Immediately got it wrong. But like H, E, you know, people have seen this style of text before, right? Where they do with just like the shadowed implication. I'm gonna try and do that with the glasses. Imagine respecting light mode users. I got to. Even if I don't understand them. I'm so easily swayed. I'm so easily swayed. Whenever I see a YouTube short that's like, I've learned how to, what was the one yesterday? The one yesterday was, I learned how to whistle really loudly using my fingers. My immediate knee-jerk response was, yeah, I could learn how to do that. That sounds good. I'm going to spend the next week to, nope, no, bad. Marley, bad. Get off the couch. Stop. Poor form, poor behavior. I'm kidding. As a UX designer specializing in accessibility, respecting people's individual settings is like a grounding rule. Fair. But at the same time, I also understand where somebody's like, I'm going to make an emote. And I could make it look really good, or I could respect light mode users. I can understand that mentality of, because keeping both in mind is difficult. It's both difficult and also limiting. Limitations can lead to innovation, but they can also just lead to something looking worse. Still, light mode users, what the hell? Yeah. Hi, Katja, how you doing? 19. I told you, sorry, I know it's rude to say it, but I told you, people go through periods of time where they roll low consistently, but then they'll also go through periods of time where they roll high consistently. It happens. Ill light mode. That's the thing. Is it's gotten to the point where that's sort of the mentality that I've got. I used to be super open to just rolling with the bunches. But nowadays I get kind of miffed actually if a website doesn't have a dark mode, because it hurts my poor little eyes. It actually does. Went to the office for literally 1 day. Came back with strep. Excuse me, what? Is it just... Ugh. I suppose, right? Office workspaces, conventions, anything where you're in any sort of closed space environment, whatever, it's going to happen. You don't notice until you do, yeah. You don't appreciate dark modes until until you get hit with a website that doesn't automatically dark mode. Like Wikipedia. Every time Wikipedia, like why? It's so easy, just invert the colors. It's actually a thing, like people expect inclusive design means boring, but designing with considerations in mind actually require more skill. So you think inclusiveness equals boring, it says more about the person's skill level. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is you do end up with something that is more flexible, or it is technically better, but it is a pain. I will admit at the same time it is a pain to do so. Guess mothers with young children coming to work sick because they're pushed by HR is not a good thing. Yeah, who'd have guessed? Yeah, I know, right? Who'd have thunk it? Well, not even young mothers specifically, just like anyone who is sick and being pushed to go to work is just a terrible time. Almost a guaranteed way of knocking out your workforce for a good week or two. Like a professional chef that claims veggie food aren't real because they just only cook steak. Yeah. Wearing suspenders attached to a hula hoop, which you then wrap yourself in a cellophane bubble. I will not be breathing. Not a lot for a breathing hole in a match. Yeah, exactly. For both actually, for both the enclosed office space environment, but also closing myself off to the idea of working with light mode. Is this another doodle? No, this is going to be a set of emotes. I'm going to be cutting it in half like this. This will be one. This will be the other. And it'll essentially be a companion set of emotes for this shenanigans, for when I'm judging you, for when I'm looking into your soul and I'm judging your actions. You'll have something to go along with it. Perfect, yeah. No touchy, no getting in my life, personal space bottle. Yeah, yep. 72 viewers. Yeah, we were just raided by Freakmeister. I do need to take my break though. It's been another hour and I need to wrap up stream in about half an hour. So I should take my break now. It's a good time to do so. I recommend that if you've been sat for the past hour, get up, move around, grab a drink. I'm going to be doing stretches and stuff. Also running 3 minutes of ads in the meantime, so we don't have to deal with pre-rolls for the final half hour. I'll see you soon, okay? BRB. a little bit early. Just a little bit. Just a smidge. I hope you're doing okay though, Katya. Have you picked up lozenges, cold and flu, that sort of thing? Welcome back. How we doing? In all honesty, Skull, I have a vague aspiration to hit partner in the next year or so. But that's like it'd be nice. I'm not losing sleep at night over it. I'm losing sleep at night for other things. My main focus for now is just making the tavern as cool as possible, to be honest with you. As much as I possibly can. You're off for work tomorrow as well? Yes. Nice. Good. Get your rest. Whoa, out of ads? Welcome back. You might have been in ads when I started responding to apologies, but I was basically just saying that, yeah, based on that kind of number, I'm wanting to eventually aim for Twitch partner. I think it'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool as a milestone to hit. But I tend to find that setting goals like that is the fastest way to burn out. Either burn out or feel horrible about what you're doing. If you're sitting there focused on like an external number instead of things that are one within your control, or two that are either destined to happen or destined to not happen, you know? If all of your happiness hinges on that, you're going to be perpetually unhappy unless you hit your goal, I guess. But it's not a goal that you can control, you know, explicitly. So exclusively, I'm focusing on just making the tavern as cool of a place to hang out as possible. If we sit forever at 2 viewers and it's a cool place to hang out, cool. Hell yeah. I'm having the best time because I've got all my gadgets. I can do fun things. We can have fun conversations. And I'm living life, you know? Mahali for partner? Yeah, maybe eventually. Maybe eventually. Why are half your emotes not showing up for you? Wait, what? Sure, I'll know when it's time. Yeah, even still, I don't think this might be controversial to say. I don't know. I don't know if it's controversial to say, but I tend to find that partner pushes are a little bit self-destructive in the sense that people get excited to push you to partner, but then once you make it, then the excitement goes away. I don't want people to be happy to be here to have me hit an arbitrary number. I want people to be happy to be here because they enjoy the environment and want to do art and enjoy talking about things and have a good time just in general, you know? When it's meant to happen, it'll be achievable. For sure. I mean, whenever I'm in, like, I don't know, sneezing distance of it, I guess. Maybe at that point I'll be like, it might happen. Oh, But I mean, I've got the same mentality with 1,000 followers, right? I've got that sense of we're pretty close, but at the same time, it might not happen, and that's fine. I've made my peace with it. It might not happen, and that's cool. It's a cool milestone to hit if we hit it. Stream for many, many years. Never focus on or set goals towards a numerical goal. Yeah. Streaming for numbers always ends up in well, not just failure. It also ends up in just destroying your mental. It destroys your motivation. It means that even if you have a really good stream, even if you have a really good time hanging out with everyone, if number a little bit lower than usual, all of a sudden, all of that fun that you had, all of that, excitement, enjoyment, blah, 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 all that flies out the window because number, it's silly. It's silly. The feeling of streaming itself with people that you enjoy hanging out with should be sorry, preachy, but yeah, you get what I mean. People like to pitch in to help to reach a goal, for sure. It just gets a little bit scary if the goal becomes the motivation for both you as the streamer and then the viewers as well. Because then once the goal is achieved, well then me as the streamer, oh, okay, well all of my motivation for streaming is gone now because I've hit the number. And then the same for the viewer as well. Oh, all of my motivation for coming and hanging out with streamer is gone now because streamer hit number. Cool. It's just, it's weird. It's weird. It feels weird. You're the same. Sometimes seems that the next thing we should do is aim for partner, but it's never your goal and never do a push. Yeah. Bouncing between streams, but you do sometimes hang out more in pushes to lend a hand or charity ones. That's fair. Not if it sucks to be the streamer, don't do it then. Yeah, yep. Seen many people come and go and destroy themselves for it. Yes, that's the thing that I fear the most is pushing for it and then just destroying all of my enjoyment in the process. I think that would be the worst thing. Absolutely right about all this, yeah. Well, that's the conclusion that I've come to. Whether or not I'm technically right, who's to say, but remember you when I've ascended? None of that talk. If I'm not rolling around in the depths of the pit with everyone by the end of the day, what's the point? If it would be permanently hijacking all of my motivation, definitely don't do it. Yeah. That's the fear, is that you lock onto it as a target and that becomes the thing that drives you, Your motivation here is to be cheeky. Most of the time you achieve, overperform a bug, consistently knocking it out of the park. I'd have it no other way. I've unfortunately become addicted to Chinese vertical period dramas on TikTok. Kacha, no. Oh, good Lord. Hi, Tika. How you doing? Good morning. Enjoy your lurk, Phil. But yes, I'm finding it way more engaging, motivating, consistent as a point of fuel source to focus on I want to make an animation for my stream. I want to make it so that Quill does stuff in the corner. Quill needs to do more stuff. That's something that's on the docket. I find it way more, I don't know, motivating to power through that way. You arriveth with coffee and Swiss roll. Ooh, Swiss roll for breakfast. Nice. Just coming here to announce what you eat every time. I mean, hey. No, Tika, do you know what it does? It helps me remember to eat dinner. Because after I end a stream, I'm actively salivating by the time that I click the end stream button. Raspberry. Oh, well. Only half an hour. Only 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes before I get food. Find it fascinating how culture from centuries ago is still affecting the modern dramas in China. Heavenly Court, all about the families, family names, pride and respect, still reflects in modern dramas. Culture, society, it's fascinating. Yeah. Well, I tend to find that that's generally what I enjoy the most about dipping my toe into like different cultural entertainment. Same thing with like manga and manhwas and manhua. That there are 3 different versions. There's manga, manhwa, which is MANUA, which is the Chinese version, and then the manhua with the H in the middle. That's the Korean web comics. I tend to find that each of them have really disparate, distinct tones and themes that they tend to consistently hit on. Like Chinese web novels feel incredibly different to literally anything else that I read. It's really, really, really fascinating. They do. They really do. Like a lot of them are about sort of righting wrongs. Is a lot of them. Like I was a prince of a province, and due to this character's betrayal, I am now owed this, and it's sort of my pride is on the line to sort of reestablish myself to that position. It's really, really, really interesting. Obviously, it'll change based on the genre and subgenre, but yeah, no, super engaging. You read a lot of them, and it's so neat when you can tell every time if it's a manhwa Chinese, just because of their tonal choices. Yeah, exactly. And the themes are so different between them. I tend to find that a lot of manhwa, the Korean one, I'll have to announce each one every time. But I tend to find that they're more interested in, like, I tend to find that manga tends to skew to a younger audience on average. Obviously, there are types of manga that definitely don't do that. But generally speaking, manga tends to skew a little bit younger. Either being like kids or even into like young adult, into like 20s and stuff like that tends to be. Whereas I tend to find that Korean web novels skew like mid-20s, like mid-30s even. Like I'd say that Solo Leveling is talking about like a character who had failed in the job market. Like this is not really like a manga theme, generally speaking. It can be, but still. Play a lot of Crusader Kings, learned a lot about the Heavenly Court and culture in general thanks to it, and honestly, you're obsessed. It's very cool. It's very, very, very cool. A lot of the aesthetics as well, like incredibly distinct. You read a lot of Josei, Isekai, villainess subgenre. So it's fun to see how within such a small niche, different choices can be so consistent to be recognized. Yes, I find that to be, because that's the thing as well, is I'll be reading I'll be watching an anime or something, and I'll think to myself like, this doesn't feel very Japanese. Obviously, like, generalization aside, like, it's a bit rude of me to be like, this doesn't feel like culture, but I get that kind of vibe, and then I'll look into it, and like, no, this anime was actually based off of like a Chinese web novel to begin with, or a Korean web novel to begin with. It's really cool. Because it was My Hero X, I think, was an anime that came out not too long ago. Alt recommended it to me, and that's based off of Chinese source material. You know, it's a manhwa when our Lord and Savior MSG is mentioned. I tend to find actually a lot of Korean isekai stories work a lot with systems. Whether it's like a system of magic, a system of deities, a system of like mechanics that the world functions off of. It's I tend to find that that's the case. It's engaging, don't get me wrong, but yeah, something that I've noticed. Your husband dropped into Russian written novels where main story is basically I'm in a game. Ooh. Love MSG, give me that flavor. I know, right? Speaking of, if anybody's familiar with Dungeon Crawler Carl, very popular Western fantasy-esque novel series at the moment. That has a lot of, I feel, direct inspiration from a lot of the popular manhwa and manga that have been going around for a while. Like, I'd say that it almost directly points to omniscient, what's it called again? Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, I think is the name of the Korean webtoon. Really strong feelings from that. You're gonna die? Your father discovered AI videos? Oh no. Ugh. Okay, so that's it with the light background. Let's put in a dark background and see what the damage is, because I reckon it's going to be pretty horrendous. Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, actually. It's not bad at all. It does need a little bit of cleanup still, but... Looking with the eyeballs, yeah.
Peering into the souls of each and every one of you, judging you for your sins.
And just like having a look, you know? Just to say hi. It's a Father Christmas situation, you know? On the one hand, sin detector, active sin detector. But on the other, just making sure that you do good stuff, you know? I feel like Father Christmas would very easily fall into the realm of horror very quickly.
He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake.
Finland went full horror. Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Ever heard of rare exports? Just in general? It's a movie? No. I'm familiar with Krampus, the anti-Santa, if you will. But I have also heard through the grapevine that some of the Santa stories, like the actual Santa stories, are pretty messed up. Finished movie about, okay, what if Santa were a species you catch in the wild, train and ship across the... Wait, excuse me? What if Santas were a species where you catch them in the wild, train them and ship them across the globe, but they also like to snack on people, so be careful not to curse, drink or yell around them. Oh my goodness. I mean, as horrifying as that is, it's not actually horrifying as a concept to me. Because I don't drink, I don't curse, and I very, very, very rarely raise my voice. That's very funny.
I like this Santa. Let's keep him.
how creative these creative people creating it are. Dude, that's not creative. That's like saying, oh, wow. Great, they're shoplifting. Unfortunately, it's one of those things where... Because I think... Maybe what I'm going to say is beyond the pale, but whatever. I turned off the filter a while ago. I think everyone has that initial, oh, cool, experience with AI. I get a sense of this because back like 4-5 years ago, when like the progenitor to LLMs and the progenitor to generative models and stuff were floating around, and they were more scuffed, like way more scuffed, way more scuffed. There was a general consensus of like, huh, that's kind of cool. And then everybody kind of went on with their day. So I can understand people who are out of the loop and don't really understand what the technology is going like, huh, it's kind of nifty. But unfortunately, it the way that it comes about is a little bit less than moral. Because they can and will go on a murderous spree. This is sounding very akin to Gremlins, and I'm here for it. Older gens are calling us dumb and then go like, wow, look, there's Jesus on the sea lion's butt. Yeah. I mean, but that's always been the case, right? In one way, shape, or form. It tends to be the pattern. When you first saw the old DALL-E things, it just immediately instilled the uncanny valley disgust. It's only gotten worse since. That's fair. You can imagine why people could think it's neat. You don't think too deeply into it. That's the thing, is for me at least, there was an initial like, huh, that's interesting. Less, I suppose interesting is the word that comes to mind. Like, huh. Curious, you know? Like, oh. How much time we got? We've got about 10 minutes. We've got about 10 minutes. Maybe a little bit less, we'll see. It is interesting from like the software point of view, but it's becoming unbearable. Yeah. Yep. Posture check. Fair. Fair. Thank you for keeping me accountable. I do like the little bit of pink there across the side. I could maybe add a little bit of color. We'll see. Need to stay hydrated reward as well. Don't think I saw me drinking anything during any stream. I do drink during my breaks, but you are right. I should make a stay hydrated. That's what the order a drink used to be, actually. Was my hydration redeem, but it long ago became something else. So I should. Although some part of me is worried that if I add a stay hydrated redeem, it'll very quickly become The same as the Subnautica interaction, where whenever the computer would tell me to stay hydrated, I would start yelling at it. So let's hope that knee-jerk reaction didn't carry across. Stay hydrated about alcohol version. Yes, exactly. And let's just say I stay incredibly well hydrated during my streams. You gonna go? Look after yourself, bud. Please, I mean that. Make sure that you're doing okay. Thanks for hanging out. Need to do some work? That's fair. Look after yourself, bud. Hep. There we go. Is they postponed 3-hour meeting that you were going to have to do in the afternoon? Ugh. With strep what? That's like instructing somebody that there's mandatory viewing of like a movie or something when they've just said that they've got a migraine. They're about to collapse. What? Look after yourself, bud. How are the glasses doing for visibility? Yes, I know the irony of me asking about the visibility of glasses, but it's true. I need to think about it. Actually, something that I do need to fix is they need to be a smidge wider. Because the lens on the left goes to the end of the eye. You need to do the same on that side. Does this read well? Again, mind the pun of it being glasses, but do you get the sense of it being eyes looking over glasses, even in the dark mode? The answer can be no, by the way. You could be like that, Harley. I'm struggling to see it. Because that's dark mode there. This is light mode here. Dark mode, light mode, dark mode, light mode. Hard to tell. Things tend to look so different from zoomed out to actual emo based on painful experience. Of course, of course. Dark mode, light mode, dark mode, light mode. You see that on mobile, but who knows? Who knows actual emote size? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'll lock it in for now. And then, you know, if we experience problem with it moving forward, I can always make adjustments. 13's not bad. Hey, Don Bud, welcome in. I should start wrapping up in a second. I should start wrapping up. I need to leave in like 5 minutes. Yeah, I should start wrapping up now, actually. Sleep way better this time. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Okay. Later tonight, after I've gotten back from dinner, I'll export these as 2 separate emotes, and we'll trial run them tomorrow. See how they feel. Had a shorter one today, yeah. Hi and bye. Yeah, sorry, bud. Glad to see you though. Glad to hear that you're doing okay. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Hope you had fun. Tomorrow will be community canvas. The theme is going to be dragons and dragon-like things, which is going to be especially exciting for me because I haven't done dragons in ages. So I'm very, very, very pumped for that. The other thing to keep in mind is we've got a Hearthside upcoming on this Sunday, this weekend. If you want the details for that, what a Hearthside is, where it's happening, how to sign up for it, that sort of thing, all of that is in the Discord in the announcement section. Have an excellent rest of your day or night, depending on where you are. Look after yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye.